Well, it's back to school season for both the kids and the parents, and a lot of us are trying to get back into that normal routine. That means for our diet as well. And joining us this morning is registered dietitian Courtney Butts. And today we want to know more about this word we often hear, macronutrients. Courtney, what are macronutrients or macros?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics of conversation. Macros or macronutrients, whatever you want to call them. The buzzword tends to be macros right now, counting your macros. But basically your macronutrients are things that you consume in large amounts, which are carbs, proteins, and fats, and alcohol, which will focus just on carbs, proteins, and fats.
Okay. So how do you go about counting these? I know I have a good friend who swears by this, and I'm kind of like, what are you doing exactly?
So you may have heard of the term of if it fits your macros. That was really popular in recent years. And basically the principle is you can have whatever you want as long as it fits your macros. And so basically you can use a calculator or you can work with a dietitian to find what your macronutrient balance is. It's widely individualized. So what works for you may not work for me, and what works for a kidney patient may not work for me. So the breakdown really depends on what your goals are. If it's weight loss, then you probably want a little bit more protein, and if it's if you're maintaining your weight, then you'll want moderate amounts, a more balanced approach to your macronutrients.
Okay, so you can really eat anything you want. It just has to be
so some people refer to that as dirty macros.
Oh, okay.
So of course you want to prioritize things that are higher in nutrients, more nutrient dense. Things that are like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, things that I always talk about on here, anti-inflammatory fats. And it's based on your dietary guidelines for Americans. So for protein, it's anywhere from 10 to 35% of your total caloric intake. Calories are also very individualized, so it depends on your goals again. And then for fats, anything from 20 to 35%. And then carbs, that's pretty varied, anywhere from 40 to 65% of your calories intake.
Okay, how can people reach you if they want to learn more?
Yeah, it's CourtneyButtsNutrition.com, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Courtney Butts Nutrition, and I'm also accepting insurance now, and I have a business support team. Their name is Well, and you can also contact them to get scheduled with your insurance.
Okay, that's an interesting diet to follow. I haven't gone on board with that yet, but it's
what
pretty
I like
interesting.
to focus on first is calories, protein, and fiber. That simplifies it. And if you're meeting your calorie and your protein goals, then it doesn't really matter what your carbs and fat are if you're not an elite athlete.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Courtney. And keep it here. We'll have more news and weather on the other side of this break.